sun's real bright. Yeah, that tree's got all its limbs. I prayed every day for that tree to have both sides have leaves, because the right side didn't, and the left did, and I prayed to Jesus that the right side would have green leaves like the left. And Jesus answered my prayers. Now the left and right of that tree grows with green leaves on it. The power of prayer. And Bob said, you ought to tell everybody this one. Yeah, God is real, because Jesus answers prayer. I mean, for example, Bob Scopo told me to mention this. Church member friend, 1980s on up, motocross biker as a teen, sponsored by Honda. He won that race by winging a prayer. But anyway, Copperfield would advertise for Christ Hall, and I prayed to Jesus that I'd get to go there. And my parents said, my mom, Darlene Page, and my dad, Martha Franklin Page Jr., Bill, we can't afford something like that. I'm sorry. We can't, you can't go to Christ Hall. I go, oh, okay. Well, I was praying to Jesus I could go. About that time, there was a phone call in the kitchen. So I went in the kitchen and answered it. Hey, Bill, guess what I got in my hands right now? I don't know. I got 2 tickets to see Copperfield. Do you want to go? Hold on, I got to ask. So I asked my dad Marcel, and my mom Darlene. She said, well, you better take a bath first. Yeah, Bob, I can go. I just got to take a bath. Okay, by the time I get to your house, you should have got your bath already. Okay, all right, thanks, Bob. You're welcome. And then I took my bath, and right on the front porch, and I went out the door, and Bob said, look, my hands are empty, and magically produced 2 tickets to see David Copperfield. And then the following year, Copperfield performed again there, and Bob paid his way and my way to go see him again. And the second time, his wife Judy Schofield came along with us. But the first time, we were in the balcony, and one of Copperfield's crew said, hey, there's some people ain't coming. You want anybody needs some front row seats? Bob said, I'll take 2. So we got front row seats, and I got to see a whole bunch of show right up close. And later on, Tommy wanted to go see it, so Miss Story paid me and his way. Then the next time, it was me and Tommy and his nephew Andy Story and Bobby Story. Thomas Story wasn't born then. He didn't get to see any of his shows live, but I got to show him on YouTube, including the Dancing Tide at Burps. But anyway, Thomas got a kick out of that. Anyway, plus I made him 6 hours worth of DVD stuff of magic tricks, just like Dr. Caroline and his family and his son Addison. He wants to get into it. Now he's magically inclined. I give him YouTube channels of everyone that comes up with card tricks or stage eluding secrets or something like that. Anyway, including my YouTube channel. What was it? I was going to say something. And then the next time, it was me and Tommy and Michael Klein and David Ray Duncan. They didn't have the money at the time. This Story paid their way. And I said, Tommy, I have a feeling she heard us talking in your room. Is that what it was? Yeah. Your mom's nice. And then the last time we went, it was me, Tommy and David and Matt Galloway and his mom and dad went before us. And then there was a phone call and Dave answered it. Hey Bill, I think Matt wants to talk to you. Hey Bill, they're going to look for the S on the stage. Oh yeah, Bob's come and told me all that. T for trap and all that. Oh yeah, hey, it's going to snow and all that. And all that. And a lady worker at Chrysler, sir, you got to put that phone up. Sorry, Matt, we'll catch you later. And then the following year, Matt went with us. And then after the show, after it was snowing, and Michael Klein got some in his mouth. He said, bleh, it tastes like soap. And Dave Duncan said, hey, maybe it's all of the Clorox commercials. He needed to get rid of it all. And I said, Dave, I think when the Comfort's crew workers heard that, because he started cracking up. Anyway, and as we're going out the door, it was really snowing. So, God just says like, hey, I'll add to the magic. I'll make it snow for real. But anyway, and the last time we went was in the year 2000. It was Tommy and me and my older nephew, Raymond Eugene Smith III. And Copper never performed at Christ Hall ever again. And he stayed at MGM because now he's got a family now. He's got a daughter named Audrey, a son named Devon or Delvin, I can't remember now. And a youngest daughter named Sky. And his wife is Chloe. Anyway, that's the story of that. And so sometime soon in the tad future on CBS, Cupford's got a whole long event for the finale, The Moon Vanish. And he's been rehearsing it, him and his crew, since 1980s on up, using Andre Cole's Christian illusionists created 1970 methods in 1970 of making, because Andre Cole thought of 7 ways to make the real moon vanish, or seem to vanish. He created 7 methods, and he's excited that David's going to breathe life into the illusion and make it a reality. But so Copperfield's been working on it since 1980s, and Andre Cole got promoted to heaven. So Copperfield's going to do I'm sure, reminding who created it. It was Andre Cole. If he doesn't say it verbally, he's going to say it in the credits. It'll probably say, Moon Vanish was created by Andre Cole, or something like that, probably. You never know. But Copperfield and his crew always give credits to all the people that help out in his shows. Anyway, I understand this moon vanish cost $1 billion to do. So he's been rehearsing it in his crew since 1980s. And he only came on to the Today Show to announce it. And he got more sponsors, so it didn't happen in February 2024. He said it's going to be in the tad future on Facebook. So, he's holding his fingers crossed. Anyway, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, Quora, I'm trying to think of all these places, TikTok, a lot on TikTok. Just look up, the moon disappeared right before my eyes, or what's these black lines going across the moon, or black lines, mysterious black lines going across the moon, or something like that. Anyway, or what's happening with the moon? It keeps disappearing and reappearing. Does anybody know? And all this stuff. And Iron Stardust Studio and Vampire Sucks something with a number on it. That's his TikTok thing, vampires suck something on Reddit, and he was asking in every place, including the Moon community, and for some reason on Reddit, I try to explain to him and everyone, but Reddit has a different setup. It says your karma's not good, and I go, what? And it said it's because you're new here. I'm thinking, well, how can I help? I can't help. I'm in Rubik's section, and it pops up again with that same saying. I'm glad YouTube and Facebook's not like that. You can't get nowhere. Justin Bieber wouldn't be where he is today if every social media was like Reddit. Nothing against them, but they need to get with the program. When you comment, it should stay and not say your karma's too good. Sorry, it didn't take because your karma's not good. It might be because you're a newbie. You're new, and I'm thinking, well, how can I get out there if you keep knocking me out? And he says, I am a robot. And I'm go, if you're a robot, then why did the robot make Reddit? It don't make no sense. I'm glad Facebook's not like that, and MySpace wasn't like that either. And I'm glad Yahoo and Google wasn't like that. Magicians would never get nowhere at aot.magic.secrets and aot.magic anyway, and other websites. But anyway, at least TikTok, when you comment, it'll stay. And then when I explain what I just explained to you, why the moon keeps disappearing and reappearing, or black lines, they say, thanks, Bill, I thought I was going crazy. And I tell everybody in the church, and they say, oh, so that's why it looked like it was splitting up in pieces. For a minute, I thought the moon was falling apart. No, Michael Perello, it's just an illusion. And my doctor, Mrs. Francis, I think that's her name, she said, thanks for telling me, Bill. If I saw that, I would have freaked out. And there's people on the internet freaking out, even driving down the road. I can't believe what I just seen. The moon just vanished. And all this stuff. Then I have to go on all the social media to explain why the moon's disappearing. It's Carpenter's crew rehearsing. And I'm thankful that Jesus woke me up around 3:15 a.m. in the morning, and I was able to get 90 times zoom with my video camera that God provided, that capital G-O-D, to get 90, close up on the moon and watch it slowly go across, look like it's splitting up, and then it just gradually looks like it's shrinking, and then it comes around and it's gone. And then I show across the street where the houses are, and then I look up and there's a tiny dot. It looks like a star in the sky, and then when it's the moon slowly coming back again, and it'll look like Pac-Man, and then slowly the moon's back again. And right now I got like 1,603 views or something like that. I was like, wow, that's a lot of views. And I titled it 3076, put a space, Moon Shapes in the Sky, Copperfield, at Bill Green 4003. If you want to do my whole YouTube channel, http://www.youtube.com/@ Bill Green, all lowercase, Bill Green 4003/videos.